lives in the White House. No one, even the president, is above the law. Barbara Comstock has beaten every politician. I'm different.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. For the first time, the audio. The 911 calls Americans trapped in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Their calls to 911, their pleas for help in Las Vegas. Also developing tonight, President Trump's power to pardon. This time granting Kim Kardashian's wish, the woman she wanted to help. And Melania Trump, also in the news this evening, back in front of the camera. The images tonight, the brutal police beating, several officers, the surveillance, repeatedly punching an unarmed man in the face. There is news tonight about the officers. Kate Spade's husband breaking his silence about his wife's secret struggle. The blistering criticism of James Comey, what ABC News has learned tonight. The new draft report, what he was warned not to do, what he did anyway, 11 days before the election. Going public about Hillary Clinton, her emails, only later to say there was nothing there. And severe weather we're watching at this hour, the storms moving through tonight. The new track.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, everyone, and we begin tonight with President Trump and the power to pardon, the power to commute sentences, and tonight granting the request made by reality star Kim Kardashian after her visit to the White House. Today, the president commuting the sentence of Alice Johnson, a 63-year-old great-grandmother serving a life sentence for a nonviolent drug conviction. We have just learned she's now been released tonight, thanking the president and just thanking Kim Kardashian, who, of course, pleaded her case. We begin tonight with ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
It was a pardon request brought right to the Oval Office by Kim Kardashian. And now, 1 week later, President Trump has commuted the sentence of Alice Marie Johnson, a 63-year-old great-grandmother sentenced to life in prison for attempting to distribute more than 70 kilos of cocaine, a nonviolent first-time drug offense. Johnson spoke to Mike.com from prison last fall.
Please wake up, America, and help end this injustice.
Today, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said those who have paid their debt to society and worked hard to better themselves while in prison deserve a second chance. And Kim Kardashian tweeted, "Best news ever." This comes amid a flurry of pardon activity by the president. Last week, he pardoned controversial conservative Dinesh D'Souza, who had pleaded guilty to making illegal campaign contributions. He's also floated the idea of pardoning Martha Stewart. And former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who was also on Celebrity Apprentice.
I'll do anything, right? Legal and ethical and honest.
All this raises the question of whether the president is sending a message to those caught up in the Russia investigation. Michael Flynn, Michael Cohen, or even Paul Manafort, now facing possible immediate jail time for alleged witness tampering. This week, the wife of George Papadopoulos, a Trump campaign advisor who has taken a plea deal, made a direct appeal to the president on Fox News.
I know is by serious because of this incident, his freedom is challenged. So I trust and hope and I ask to President Trump to pardon him. I hope he will.
The requests now for pardons. John Karl with us live from the White House. And John, another headline I know you were following today involving First Lady Melania Trump. We all noticed she's in front of the cameras for the first time since she was hospitalized 27 days ago for what you reported at the time was described as a benign kidney procedure. She seems to be doing okay now.
The First Lady accompanied the president down to FEMA headquarters where he was getting a hurricane briefing. She does appear to be doing quite well now. The president said she went through a rough patch, but she is doing great. David?
Good news on that front. John Karl leading us off. John, thank you. We are going to turn next year to that horrific audio released just a short time ago. For the first time, we hear from so many Americans trapped in that relentless gunfire in Las Vegas, diving for cover, loved ones standing in front of their friends, their girlfriends, boyfriends to shield them. And along with the audio tonight, this new surveillance video from a hotel rooftop showing those concert goers running for their lives. The calls reveal their pleas for help and that there was nowhere to hide. Back on the case tonight, ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman.
Tonight, for the first time, we are hearing the unimaginable horror as a sniper perched in a hotel window mowed down concertgoers in Las Vegas in October.
Oh my God, they're still shooting. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they're still shooting. They're still shooting. And your friend has been shot? Oh my God.
911 operators often hearing nothing but screams. Many of the callers barely able to speak.
Hello? I don't know where you are. You have to give me an address.
The whole concert's down on the ground.
The chaos captured on a rooftop surveillance video camera from the heart of the Vegas Strip as country music star Jason Aldean was on stage, the automatic gunfire drowning out his voice.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And there on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel was 64-year-old Stephen Paddock.
Mandalay Bay Security Dispatch, we have an active shooter in room 32135.
32135.
Yep, 32nd floor, Mandalay Bay, 135.
He turned his room into an arsenal. The helpless crowd below finding cover wherever they could. Those 911 calls released by the Las Vegas Metro Police Department as investigators are still trying to piece together what led Paddock to murder 58 people and injure hundreds more in the worst mass shooting in modern American history.
So hard for all the families to relive this with this audio tonight. Matt Gutman with us live, and we're learning this evening, Matt, that those 911 calls ultimately help lead police to the gunman.
That's right, David. They tell us that police and law enforcement were informed of his exact location on the 32nd floor of that hotel within minutes of the shooting, and it only took another few more minutes for SWAT teams to begin to assemble there on the 32nd floor. But they wouldn't learn that Stephen Paddock had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound for another hour or so when they finally breached the door to his room. David.
Matt Gutman, who's been following this from the start. Now to that shocking and sad headline here in New York City, because tonight designer Kate Spade's husband is now breaking his silence, sharing more about his wife's secret struggle. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, Kate Spade's husband speaking for the first time since his wife took her own life. Andy Spade telling the New York Times there was no indication and no warning that she would do this. It was a complete shock, and it clearly wasn't her. There were personal demons she was battling.
Hi, I'm Kate Valentine Spade.
The legendary designer spoke candidly about her anxiety in an interview with NPR.
I also am very a nervous person. I worry a lot, and Andy could not be more different.
You were like the sleepless nights person?
Yes. And always, the sky is falling.
Mr. Spade saying his wife began seeking treatment for serious bouts of depression about 5 years ago. She had been seeing a private doctor and was taking medication.
For the fall books, yeah.
Okay.
The couple had been living apart but had no plans to divorce. Tonight, remembrances for Kate Spade pouring in from family and friends. Her niece, actress Rachel Brosnahan, sharing this video of her aunt dancing with her husband Andy. Writing, "This is how she would want to be remembered."
David, Andy Spade calling his wife the most beautiful woman he's ever seen and expressing frustration that he still hasn't seen the note she left behind. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim on this again tonight. Eva, thank you. Next this evening to the Philadelphia Eagles after the president disinvited the Super Bowl champs from a celebration at the White House. Well, tonight our correspondent in the locker room where at least one player delivered his message in a starkly different way. Here's Lindsay Davis.
Tonight, the Philadelphia Eagles speaking out after the team was abruptly uninvited to the White House. But it was outspoken safety Malcolm Jenkins who tried to set the record straight by not saying anything at all.
Are you not going to say anything today or just going to use these posters?
While being peppered with questions, Jenkins simply held up handwritten signs, often this one, saying, "You aren't listening."
What aren't we listening to?
His signs citing some of the very statistics that initially inspired some NFL players to take a knee during the national anthem. On this sign, the disproportionate number of black men shot and killed this year by police. The president initially canceled the team's Super Bowl celebration in a statement that said the team disagreed with his insistence that they proudly stand for the national anthem. But the Eagles were one team where no players kneeled. Today, tight end Zach Ertz responded to this image aired in error on Fox News that they have since apologized for, which conflated him praying with taking a knee.
I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset. I think it was just kind of disappointed.
Although few players on the team were planning to go to the White House, Eagles coach Doug Peterson says he wanted to celebrate with his team.
I was looking forward to going down and being recognized as world champions.
And Lindsay's with us live from Philadelphia tonight. And Lindsay, you're hearing tonight that despite losing the White House invitation, the Eagles are still planning a trip to Washington?
Yes, David, we hear that they still plan to go to D.C. to perform community service activities together as a team sometime this summer. David.
Lindsay Davis, thank you. Next tonight, new questions here about a key member of President Trump's cabinet, EPA Chief Scott Pruitt, under fire. And he's now accused of reaching out to the head of Chick-fil-A to help his wife land a franchise. Here's ABC's Kara Phillips tonight with the emails from Pruitt's staff as they were reaching out to Chick-fil-A, all to help his wife.
Tonight, EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt defending himself amid questions about whether he tried to use his official clout to get his wife Marilyn a franchise with fast food chain Chick-fil-A.
My wife is an entrepreneur herself. I love, she loves, we love. Chick-fil-A is a franchise of faith.
Last May, Pruitt's official EPA scheduler emailed Chick-fil-A CEO directly. The subject line, meeting with Administrator Scott Pruitt. The scheduler writing, the administrator asked me to reach out to you. She then worked with Chick-fil-A to set up a call, adding, the administrator would like to talk about a potential business opportunity. A spokeswoman for the chain says Pruitt eventually spoke with someone at the company, telling ABC News the subject of that phone call was an expression of interest in his wife becoming a Chick-fil-A franchisee. Marilyn Pruitt never did get that franchise, but tonight, in an interview with CW affiliate WISH, Pruitt not denying the potential business opportunity.
It's one of the best in the country, and so that's something we were very excited about.
Pruitt now the subject of a dozen ethics investigations. Even some Republicans want him out.
He is about as swampy as you get here in Washington, D.C. And if the president wants to drain the swamp, he needs to take a look at his own cabinet.
But today, from the president, only praise for Scott Pruitt.
Thank you, Scott, very much. EPA is doing really, really well. And, you know, somebody has to say that about you a little bit. You know that, Scott.
And Kara Phillips with us live from Washington tonight. And Kara, you're also learning tonight that two of Scott Pruitt's closest aides are now out tonight.
That's right, David. Those two aides receiving massive raises, by the way. One of those officials more than $50,000, all authorized by Pruitt when he used a loophole and actually went around the White House. Tonight, both of those aides have resigned. David?
Kara Phillips, you'll stay on it, we know. Thanks, Kara. Next tonight, what ABC News has learned about a new report coming on James Comey, the blistering criticism in this new draft report, what he was warned not to do just 11 days before the election involving Hillary Clinton, and what he did anyway. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
Hillary Clinton was on a flight to Iowa when it happened. FBI Director James Comey revealing he had reopened the investigation into her emails. A stunning October surprise just 11 days before the election.
I learned about it on the campaign plane, and I was stunned, to be honest. I didn't know what to think about it because I knew there was nothing there. I was just dumbfounded. I thought, what is he doing?
Clinton huddled with aides for nearly an hour.
Secretary Clinton, any reaction to the FBI investigation?
President Trump, now one of Comey's biggest critics, at the time heaped praise on the director.
And it took guts for Director Comey to make the move that he made.
The Justice Department Inspector General has been looking into Comey's decision. And now sources familiar with the draft of his report tell ABC News a senior Justice Department official had urged Comey not to reveal he was reopening the Clinton probe so close to the election, that doing so would violate long-standing department policy. But those sources also say the report concludes Comey defied authority more than once. One source telling ABC News the report describes Comey's behavior as insubordinate. Comey has defended his actions, saying they were to protect the integrity of the FBI.
Given what I knew at the time, these were the decisions that were best calculated to preserve the values of the institutions.
The draft report also criticizes former Attorney General Loretta Lynch for not clearly recusing herself after she met President Clinton on her plane during that campaign, David.
Pierre Thomas live at the Justice Department. Pierre, thank you. And two moments in history we mark here tonight. It was 50 years ago when Robert F. Kennedy was shot and killed just after winning California's presidential primary. Today, a tribute at Arlington Cemetery, family and friends, including his widow, Ethel, as so many speakers recalled his life and his words. And it was 74 years ago, the D-Day invasion, a day that